I know Mother's Day just passed last week, and sometimes I wish my mom was a bigger picture kind of bitch. Hear me out for a second. I'm looking for more like a Vanessa Bryant, Cookie Johnson, Hillary Clinton, Jackie Kennedy. Some kind of woman that's gonna understand her man's fucking around on her, but not really give a shit because of the bigger picture, okay? Let me tell you a little story and everything, because my dad was a rich African out here sowing his royal oats when he met my mom, a little Oakland girl, whatever, and took her off to Africa. They got married. It was sort of like the movie Coming to America, if they made a part 2, and it wasn't a comedy, it was just a dramatic drama and shit like that. That's sort of like my life, because he takes her out there, and, he realized, these American girls got some attitude on them, and he starts cheating, right? So my mom, being, type of woman she is, she's like, fuck you, fuck all these chefs, fuck all these chauffeurs. I'm taking these kids and we're going back to live the life of luxury in Oakland, California. Now, feel this? God, and I always think about what my life would have been if we never had left, and I would have been living that luxurious life. And I was like, all right, whatever, you gotta let things go. So I let it go. But now I'm dating, I'm single, and I'm finding that American girls are crazy. Okay, so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna date a foreign woman. Started dating an African girl. Fell in love, y'all. Got serious, real serious. We was on the verge of, getting married and shit like that. But she was like, you got to go back to my village, meet my dad, and ask him to take my hand and see what the dowry is. And I was like, the dowry? What the fuck is that? And she was like, well, basically, the dowry for my village is 15 cattle. So I was like, you telling me I got to give your daddy 15 cattle to prove that I'm good enough for you? And is that I can take care of you? And she was like, yeah. So I was like, how much does 15 cattle cost? He was like, $15,000. Like, get the fuck out of here. So let me explain this to me. I gotta go into this hut guy and prove that I'm good enough for you. How about we send him some pictures of my, apartment? I got some running water. I got some cable, got internet and shit. Like, I got all these amenities before he goes judging if I'm not good enough for you. So that's my single life. What else is going on in the world? I work with kids. Anybody else work with kids? Am I the only person working with kids? Yeah, okay. Got you that like kids. Well, I work with kids. I've been working with them for 17 years. I work in group homes and stuff. And I've learned working with kids, you just can't take the shit personal. Sometimes they're going to say stuff, you just can't take it personal. And I like to mold kids and mentor them. So you can't always be nice. And when you're strict, kids don't like you. So when I come to work, at times, kids be like, Michael here and shit. And it kind of hurt my feelings, but I don't say anything. But the other day, I was sitting at my desk, and one of the kids was like, when you going home? I like to be like, when the fuck you going home? Somebody doesn't have a home to go home to. No, mommy? But then I had to be the adult and, squash that shit, so I was like, whatever. But I do got one kid. Anybody got kids out there? Anybody? Yeah, okay. I got one kid. I got a son. He's about to be in high school. This is coming up. He's about to be in high school. And he was getting bad grades recently. And I was like, man, it was so frustrating to me because I was like, man, I really want you to do your best. And I went to him. I was like, man, do you know where you come from? And he thought about it. And he was like, my dad was born in Africa. So let me just go ahead. Africa? Like, fuck no. You came from my nuts, okay? You could have ended up like all the other millions of your brothers and sisters that ended up on a laptop, on a dirty sock, some girl's chin. Like, there's so many things you could have been besides here, okay? You're special, so, that's how I convey to my son his importance in life. That, I never had a dad, forgive me. I just told you earlier that my dad lives in Africa, So, fellas, since there's a lot of us in here, how nerve-wracking is that first dick pic that you send out? No? I'm the only one that's dropping them out there, whatever. That, first, let's say, 15 minutes before you get that response. Because all we want to hear is, oh my God, that is so big, I can't wait to see you. Oh my God, that's all we want to see. Except you get that one message, I'm at work right now. It's like, ooh, maybe I wasn't supposed to send that and shit like that, whatever. You know, you live and you learn, you know. What else we got going on? Because I write mine. Oh, girls. I was dating this chick, right? White girl, because I'm a multiracial dater. You know, I don't discriminate. And, you know, I'm with her, and, you know, I'm trying to work my moves, and, you know, I'm trying to give me a little head and whatnot. And she got all strong on me and shit. Was like, no. I was like, what the fuck's going on here? You know, we've been dating for a while. She's like, no. I was like, she's like, I don't do that. I don't get head. I was like, word? There's white girls that don't do that. I was like, no, that's what you do. Like, that's like a Ford F-150 that doesn't haul. I don't believe it. Like, I just don't believe. Like, there's certain things that girls we calculate as men. Like, we expect when we date certain women. Like, if I'm dating a Native American girl, she's gonna give me some benefits. Date me a system, give me a little attitude. You know, I'm dating a white girl, I'm gonna get some head. It's in the contract. It's right there. It's right there. I'm like, what, you didn't see that shit? Like, come on, man. What else? Give it up for the president. I know you guys don't want to. He's had a bad week, and I get this. Everybody's like, fuck the president. But honestly, that is a hard-ass job. Nobody's ever going to do it right. There will never be a president that everybody be like, I fucks with him. He did a great job. Nobody. There'll always be somebody that said, he did a horrible job. Because there's too many executive decisions, okay? We don't have to deal with the kind of executive decisions that job requires. The only and closest thing, fellas, that will get to an executive decision like that is what to do when the rubber busts. That's as close as we get. Because at that point in time when you are in it and it busts, that confusion that goes on like, oh my God, do I come out or do I keep going? And these thoughts are geared by that girl, okay? Did she just come over to watch Netflix, or did I spend a whole evening of money on her? Now, if she just came over to watch Netflix, you pull out because, you know, she's not that girl. But if you went to Papa Do's, to the movies, oh, I'm going to finish this one. I paid for this evening. I'm going to get mine. That's just how I rationalize it. Maybe I'm the only one. No? Anybody else having good sex out here? Just me? Okay. What else we got going on in this world? I found out, because I just recently had a birthday a couple weeks ago, and thank you, I appreciate that. And I found out there wasn't really nothing special about my birthday, but I did find out it was a national holiday. April 26th, does anybody know what that is? No, nobody knows that because you guys are all selfish lovers, okay? All you guys. It is National Pussy Eating Day. Look it up. Google it. Google it. Just like March 14th is National Steak and Head Day. Ladies, just in case you did not know this, that March 14th is Steak and Ho-Hum Day, okay? But I learned that my birthday was a national holiday and it was National Pussy Eating Day. I was like, cool, give me something to do on my birthday, whatever. But it threw me off because I had recently saw a story in the news about a woman in Brazil that tried to kill her husband by poisoning her pussy. She put poison on her pussy. Google it. You know, once again, I keep telling you, what she did was she tried to seduce him. He came home from work and she had it on there. I can't tell you what kind of poison because, you know, whatever. And he went down there and he smelled something wrong. And I was like, how many times have I been with a woman and I didn't smell the right things? And I was like, okay. But what he did was he said, come on, let's go to the hospital. And when he took her to the hospital, they were like, okay, she had some poison on her, and they arrested the bitch. I was like, wow. Wow. You know, it's already hard because brothers got that stereotype that we don't like to eat pussy as is, but then you throw a story like this on top of it, I was like, Don't really have a closing line on that one, but yeah, I'm not going to quit. It's sort of like an alcoholic. I'm not going to stop drinking, but I'm just going to be a little bit wiser about it, okay? Y'all been good. My name is Mike Dapper.